see the zombies as people. They see them the way someone would see a cockroach being controlled by a parasite. And when you see the cockroach being controlled by a parasite, no matter how you feel about cockroaches, it's disturbing. It's disturbing. So if you picture that Lori felt like her kids were zombies, they were not in their bodies. It was not them. They were being controlled by, in this case, demons, but a parasite. And in her belief system, her kids' spirits were trapped. They couldn't go to heaven, and they can't go back in their body. And the only way they can go back in their body is the only way they can go to heaven is if you kill the body. When these people have these beliefs, killing the kids to them is mercy. And as disturbing as that is, and as hard as it is to wrap your mind around it, that's why someone who spent all these years being kind and loving could then do that. You have to believe it in order to be able to do that. She changed so fast. She changed so fast. It wasn't, it was over the course of a year or two, right? And in particular, it was kind of a slow climb until she started getting together with Chad, and then it was fast. But Chad was telling her all of this stuff, and she trusted him, and she believed him, and believed that they were married in another life and had other families, and that he, was a prophet. And if you really truly believe that, if you believe with all your heart that this person, everything they say and do is right, and they tell you that your child is not alive, that they have a parasite and they're suffering and they will suffer. And to be honest, Lori's always been a little selfish. And I think it would be naive to ignore the money aspect, because the money was a huge factor. I don't think she had any sympathy for Charles. I don't know if she even believed Charles was dark. I think Charles, it was probably just money. But the kids don't make sense to me, except in this aspect.
So you have known other people who have fallen into this cult, and really just been convinced. How does that happen?
Um, so my friend that got pulled in, when she talked to me about it, we were sitting here in my living room, and she was telling me that she was lost and that she needed purpose. And she was looking in all these avenues to try to find purpose and meaning, and things weren't working out. And then she went to preparing people conferences, and all of the sudden she matters, and she's chosen, and she's all of these things that she wanted desperately to be, and it was just given to her as, wow, you are so amazing. Everybody wants to be validated, everybody wants to matter, but if you need it so badly that you have to have it regardless of how it's presented to you, it makes you a little more vulnerable to brainwashing, especially if you have mental illness to begin with. So what I would see was, the idea, it's a purity culture, right? So the idea of first being pure in body, being pure in mind, purity in what you ate, which is why she was talking to me about it, because I was focusing a lot on clean eating. So, everything you put in your body should be pure food. They were about reading scriptures a lot. They were about praying a lot. It's all purity, trying to be godlike, trying to be Christ-like. Part of that is if you the Bible, um, where there's a story about Jesus Christ casting out demons, right? And that was kind of the inspiration for some of this stuff. There was, other places, Dungeons and Dragons for one. But this idea of casting out demons, she sat in my living room and she told me that she casts demons out of herself several times a day. And I asked her, how do you do that? How do you cast out demons? What makes you even think you have demons? What makes you feel like this is part of your life? And she was like, well, when I cast them out, I feel better, and then I can feel them coming back, and I have to go to the temple a lot, and I have to pray a lot. And she kind of would become obsessive with that. And I was like, okay, well, how do you cast out demons? She goes, oh, you raise your right arm to the square and then you command them 3 times to leave. And I was like, oh, and that works for you? And she's like, yeah, that works for me. And I was like, okay, and I'm thinking, I'm never going to do this. I don't believe in it. But if someone that you care about that has mental health issues, that has no purpose, tells you, I feel like if I raise my arm and repeat a phrase 3 times that I feel better, like, who's going to have a problem with that? If you care about that person, you're just going to be like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, it starts with this purity culture and becomes about being important, and then they make it about being exclusive, and that's part of our money comes in, where they're needing money from followers, and they're needing money from, if you need money, and your spouse is a parasite, and you can get money and a lot of money, then suddenly their moral compass is not just skewed but gone.
Hmm. Um, do you think that even now Lori still believes that she did the right thing for her kids? I mean, is she that sucked into this?
I've thought about this a lot. I don't think Lori can ever get better. I don't think she can, because if she does, she has to face the fact that, and I know, innocent until proven guilty, so this is my opinion, she has to face the fact that she allowed or even participated in killing her own children for nothing. And I don't think she can face that. I couldn't if I was her. Who can face that? Who can face that they killed their own child? She has to believe it for the rest of her life to live with herself.